The character used in this video was provided temporarily by the folks at Scopely in order to provide you with the best WWE Champions content. Just a couple of weeks ago, we got NXT striker ALEISTER Black. Now we get Technician, root of all evil, ALEISTER Black, the newest superstar. And for the first time ever, he's being introduced in a special loot. Get your lucky loot pulling shoes on because he is in this loot at 4-star silver. It's never happened before. To be able to pull a 4-star silver from a loot, he could be your first. His training ability, he adds damage to yellow moves and red moves. So keep him in mind for guys like Lex Luger, Ultimate Warrior, Goldberg. Some others who are failing to come to mind right now. But we are not trying to acquire this guy for his training ability. We are trying to acquire him because he is a great superstar in the ring. Now he is a recycler. You never need to make a gem match with ALEISTER Black. You are always using specials if you use this moveset. George the Animal Steel and Slick Ric Flair. The green move starts charged with George Steele because it's only a 5 charge. You swap a 2x2 area into blue, which fills your blue move, which makes a 3x2 area into black. So they're all choose area moves, and they all get bigger as they go. First one's 2x2, this one's 3x2. Now at the start of the match, you're never getting more than these two off because you're going to cause a pin. But on turn 2, your third choose area move is full, the spinning back roundhouse, and it's a 3x3 area into green. And green are his most damaging gems at over 3,000 per gem. And you're ready to go again on the next turn. A 9 area gem break is going to create some cascades, so you see both the green and the blue are full for our next turn. So now we can choose to not use the green because our blue's already full and get to the big damage with the 3x2 into black. And now the 3x3 into green. So no need to look at the board and make a gem match in order to fill one of your moves. These moves are always full. Creates a big cascade and finishes off Mr. Perfect on turn 3. So we'll take a look at that moveset again. Same moves, same trainers. This time we'll go against a striker who can kick out of some big damage. We'll see if we can put up numbers big enough to get rid of Bray early on here. So again, the first 2x2 into blue is full. Now here is one drawback if you're not careful with ALEISTER Black, is creating an earlier pin than you want. So you only need 6 to fill that blue move. So trying to find a spot where you can make as small a match as possible with your blues in order to just get enough to fill that blue move. But we created an early pin, which allowed him to get in some damage on us. But now, on turn 2, we can get these next 2 moves off because he's moved the pin bar far enough that we can get these 2 off on this turn. So more often than not only are you getting off 1 special move per turn, but you're getting off 2. It's just that trick to try and avoid a pinfall. You see his moves are ready, so we want to try and fill that blue without causing a pin so that we can get it off too and hopefully finish this match. Now the right black match would probably finish it, but we can also play conservative and just get enough to fill our black move to make those green gems and finish the match for sure. We might have been able to do it up in the top middle there where those other black gems are, but you would hate to get him down and have Bray kick out and get off those two moves on you. So it is both a combination of really easy to play because it's killing areas, but you want to play smart and not get pins when you don't want them. So we'll go against Mr. Perfect again. This time we've switched our moveset and our trainers. This time we're going with 2 blacks and the green finisher, the Black Mass. Bray Wyatt and Zombie Kevin Owens are our trainers because that second black move, the octopus hold, is a submission. So a black match on turn 1 allows us to fill those 2 black moves. We create our area to fill the finisher. We're going to get it off now because he's not in any danger of using a special, so we don't need the sub right away. So you see what the finisher does, it creates damage. Not a whole lot, 28k, but it makes the bottom 4 rows into botch gems. So any matches he makes in the bottom there aren't going to count towards his kick out. So you can get some early pins and some quick victories there with the right combination of gems on the board. If his kick out is botched, you could win right there. So Zombie Kevin Owens gives us if you have him maxed, it would be a 6-turn submission. My Zombie Kevin Owens is not maxed, so I get 5 turns. That drains his moves down, and now we need to refill these black moves ideally. You saw how well that first set recycled all of his other move sets, and you're going to see a few of them. They're cool. They do some damage. There's some interesting moves, some interesting setups, lots of trainer combinations, but they don't recycle as well as that first setup we saw. So as you can see, by not getting that submission refilled, Mr. Perfect was able to get off on us and we take some damage. Again, on the next turn, we're going to have our option of choosing the submission if he's got a special ready to go, or the finisher with the botches to try and finish the match. Another option here on this black-green with the submission is you could buff the submission in the other way. Instead of extra turns, you could use Striker Steve Austin to have more damage per turn on your sub. Or the other way to go it is to try and make this finisher more powerful using a green move damage trainer like Kevin Owens, regular Kevin Owens, or Gold Dust. But because of this 5-turn submission, we might have enough to finish off Mr. Perfect here without needing to go again. And we do. So same move set. This time against Kevin Nash. If you get that black match turn 1, you're always going to have that choice. What did my opponent do on the first turn? Is his special move ready to go? If it is, you can use the sub turn 2. If it's not, you can fill that finisher turn 2. So now you can see his choose to destroy move is ready to go. So instead of hitting that finisher like we did in the last match, we're going to go submission right away. wanting to put the submission gems, because they become botches, on gems that he might need to match, but knowing that that finisher creates the bottom 4 rows into botch, putting them near the top can allow you to possibly have extra botch gems on the board when your finisher goes off. Those all either got destroyed or got moved down into the bottom 4 rows anyway. So there I got greedy. Was trying to reload those black moves to get that submission filled again, but came just short, and he managed to get a match where his move is going to be ready to go. I could have used the finisher a turn ago, and maybe he wouldn't have been able to make that match to fill his destroy move, but got a little greedy. So again, unlike that first move set that's just the recycle, 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 his other move sets require some more intricate gameplay, some more decisions to make that can sometimes, depending on how the boards go, cause you to take more damage than you did in that first choose area gem move set. His most favorable comparable, I guess, in this game would be Doink the Clown, who's also a recycler. One color feeds the other. In Aleister Black's sense, it's 3 colors all feeding each other. So we'll see if he can kick out here. 0, 0. So those botch gems on the pin helped us get the win there. Now, his 2 blue moves that we haven't seen yet. Well, we've seen one of the blue moves. His second blue move is a 1-charge bleed damage move. So it goes off on every turn. And if you're unfamiliar with bleed damage, it inflicts damage on your opponent for a specific number of turns. In this case, it's 2 turns at about 9,000 damage per turn. And it just keeps doing that until the turns expire. But the thing about this being a 1-charge is that they stack on each other. So they're always overlapping. So on turn 1 you get 9,000 bleed damage. On turn 2 you get 18,000. And then as long as you keep doing it, it's going to be 18,000 per turn on every turn after that. And remember that bleed does count when your opponent's trying to kick out of a pin. So even though he might not be in danger when the pinfall starts, the bleed damage can put him into danger if it keeps stacking on those pinfalls. We had him in a position to sub him down, and he hits that wild card to get these 2 moves off on us. See, if he didn't hit the wild card, this wouldn't be happening. Our sub was ready to go. But you know how wild cards work when you're playing against the AI. Get some more bleed damage. And then the sub. Now the sub also uses the bleed damage, so it stacks on top. Every move he makes while he's in the submission, the bleed damage in addition to the sub damage. So it can really drain. Our next choose into black area should finish off Bray Wyatt. Another thing I like about Aleister Black is that his animations are quick. Very much like he is in real life in the ring. Quick strike. Animations do not take very long. So that helps keeping your game flow going. So we're going to stick with this bleed move, but instead of blue, blue, black, we're going to go with the two blacks with the bleed move. We're going to use Seth Rollins for the extra bleed damage, and Booker T, who's a green gem damage trainer, so that on that 3x3 area into green, we're getting extra damage on those gems, bringing them up to about 4,000 per gem. So even though we're not filling a green move, it's a very powerful move when you're creating 9 gems at 4,000 apiece. Use the sub first, and then our 3x3 area into green next. Should put a big number for him to kick out of. The other thing about area moves is you're choosing these areas not only to make matches for you, but you can also choose them to take off the board gems that your opponent needs. So that's a big area into green at over 4,000 per gem. That's 80,000 up on the board for Kevin Nash to kick out of. He gets the big enough cascade that he's able to do it. But a huge chunk of damage coming off of Kevin Nash with that move. The drawback, it doesn't help refill because it is into green gems. So you'd like to think that you might get a black match as part of a cascade, or you can put that 3x3 area in a way where it'll make black gems fall together to potentially make matches. But it is trickier. But anytime you can take 80k damage off of somebody, it puts you in a pretty good position to win the match. You just need to avoid having them do that to you as well. So not a black gem friendly board here in order to get our move refilled, but the bleed damage keeps coming off of him, you see. Just stacking 18,000 coming off of him on every turn. So the next pin attempt should pin him because he'll be in danger because of that bleed damage. But again, because we're not using the pure recycling moveset we started with, we're taking damage with all of these. They're all effective, but they're not the quick strike, always ready, pure recycle, like the first moveset. And that's how we're going to finish off this video, by showing you that recycle machine one more time. George the Animal Steel is the key to get that green move going. I've got Slick Ric Flair as extra gem damage to all color gems. But you do have other options as far as your next trainer on this moveset. Roddy Piper is like Slick Ric Flair, but instead of gem damage, it's move damage on every color move. So because you're using a special or two on every turn, you can make each of those moves more powerful by using Roddy Piper. The other way to go is with Booker T with green gem damage. There's another green gem damage trainer. Stardust will do the same thing. But because this move right here, the biggest area into greens, is your biggest damage move, buffing those green gems puts up big numbers and leads to pinfalls like this over Bobby Roode. So what do you think of the new ALEISTER Black? Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to check out all the other Scopely content creators because they do fantastic work as well. You might be able to get this guy, ALEISTER Black, at 4-star silver.